I bet if we went to their house, all their stuff is already packed.
Well, no, it's not packed. They live in Miami.
No, you got to listen.
They live in Miami.
Dude, you lost by 38 the last game. You can't stay in Miami.
How would you kind of sum up what the season's been like for you guys?
I mean, it's a lot of it's a roller coaster, you know, ups and downs.
This group was really playing for each other, you know, but it'll be a story that nobody really cares about because of how it ended.
Tyler Herro and the Miami Heat find themselves in an interesting position. You see, not only were they humiliated by the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were embarrassed by the fact that they've been to 2 NBA Finals in the Jimmy Butler era, and now that he's gone, they have no direction whatsoever. Tyler Herro, he was a cone on defense. Andrew Wiggins, he's exactly the guy that I thought he would be. A player that needs 2 stars to be effective. And as far as Bam Adebayo, let's just say that I wouldn't give a ton of draft picks if I wanted to trade for him. You guys can say I'm wrong all you want, but who would you trade Bam Adebayo for and get multiple draft picks in return? I'll wait on that answer. Nonetheless, the Heat need to make a decision, and they need to make it this offseason. Personally, if I was in an advisory role, I would tell the Heat that we need to go in full-on rebuild mode. Get rid of Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins, and Bam Adebayo. The most that we can get is the best that we can. Now, if I just came in with that one idea, then of course I would probably be fired on day one. So let's just be a little bit more realistic. Honestly, we need to get rid of 2 guys and get some draft picks in return. If not, we need to get a star player and at least a first-round pick. So why not just do a deal that we've been talking about for the last couple of years? Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins, and a future first-round pick for Trae Young, and the 13th overall pick in this year's draft. Honestly, this is the best deal imaginable for the Miami Heat, and it just makes so much sense. In this article by CBS Sports, it kind of explains the Trae Young situation, and it says that Young wields quite a bit of control in what happens whenever it comes down to trades. He is now 1 year away from free agency, and as an unlikely All-NBA pick, he probably won't be super max eligible. That removes some of the financial incentive to stay with the Hawks, and the basketball incentive after consecutive play-in exits may not be especially strong either. In the coming weeks and months, the Hawks will decide that sort of extension, if any, they want to offer Young. If he declines what they offer, or if they simply decide that they don't want to pay him, that means a trade is probably coming. The catch here is that the Hawks reportedly already sniffed around Young trades last offseason. They didn't find any takers, so they dealt DeJounte Murray instead. Young is a tricky player to trade for. He's not much of an off-ball offensive player, and he doesn't play much defense. His value flows entirely out of what he does with the ball in his hands. So he's a tricky fit with other superstars, and probably can't play with any other weak defenders. That whittles the field down significantly. Only a handful of teams make sense for Young, so even if he becomes available, he probably wouldn't attract the same level of interest as Durant or Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, the way that I look at it, Trae Young can be an electrifying player. Just last season, he averaged 24.2 points, 11.6 assists, while shooting very terrible from the field, with 41% from the field. He did shoot 34% from 3, and his numbers were way down this year, while still being able to play 76 games this year. So I wouldn't say that he's exactly the best player for the Miami Heat. I'm just saying we need that 13th overall draft pick in this year's draft, because we can't forget, we are the Miami Heat. We're in South Beach, Florida, and that will attract future superstars. Even though it might be a small task to get rid of Trae Young in the future, because he does have a player option after the next season, we need to get the ball rolling, even if Bam Adebayo has to go as well. Getting young guys and also letting them gain experience helps the Heat, because we can trade them and flip them for more draft picks, and at the same time, we could be losing at a high rate and still get the first overall pick for next year's draft. That's the best case scenario for the Miami Heat. not only is the Trae Young trade realistic for the Miami Heat, but it's a move that is almost guaranteed to be effective because the Atlanta Hawks, they need to get rid of Trae Young. They'll have Tyler Herro, who's taller, a better defender, a more efficient scorer, and just coming off of an all-star appearance. That paired with Andrew Wiggins, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson that's coming off an injury, last year's first-round pick Zachary Risachet, and then you'll have a full squad that can possibly get back into the playoffs. Then they also have a first-round pick still in this year's draft, so you can build onto your roster while having two tradable pieces still in Tyler Herro and Andrew Wiggins, because their contracts are actually team-friendly compared to Trae Young. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins should be traded for Trae Young? Or do you think the Heat should keep this core and try to build onto the roster? Now, I also have 2 more questions, you guys. But first, make sure you follow me on my Instagram channels and my main Scotty Ice channel as well, because I will be dropping this weekend and it's some stuff you don't want to miss. Now, the questions for today is 1, if the Miami Heat were to keep the exact same roster for next season, how far do you think their season will go next year? Do you think that they can make the playoffs, be a play-in tournament team, or miss it altogether? Because a championship is apparently not an option. And the second question that I have for today is right now, which player on the Miami Heat is the biggest trade asset? Is it Bam Adebayo, Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins, or even a player like Nikola Jovic or Jaime Jaquez Jr.? In my opinion, I believe it's Bam Adebayo, just off the fact of what he can do on the defensive end. Yeah, he's okay offensively, but he's a star nonetheless. Even though he wasn't able to be that much effective in this year's playoffs, he's still someone that can help a championship team. And with that, he's better overall than Tyler Herro and Andrew Wiggins. But like I said, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I appreciate all your love and your support. And as always, this your boy Scotty Ice, aka Baby Bron, and you already know, I'm out.